Hello guys, I'm Roosevelt, and in this video I'll be showing you how I designed this social media poster in Adobe Photoshop. And these are the files that I'll be using for this particular poster design in Adobe Photoshop. And links to some of these resources will be in the description below. So without wasting much time, let's get started. We will start by creating our worksheets. So over here, let's set the name to social media poster. Then set the width to 2000 pixels. The height too should be 2000 pixels. And if the unit is in pixels over here, just click here and then you can select pixels. Set the resolution to 300 and then leave the remaining thing as default. Click here to create your worksheet. Now go to view, guides, and then new guideline. Set the column number to 2 and set the rows to 2. Change the left margin, change it to 180 pixels. Do the same thing for the right side, that would be 180 pixels. Now click here to create your guides. Select your rectangle tool. Okay, so select your rectangle tool, click outside the box, like left click and hold outside the box, left click and hold like this, and then to draw a horizontal rectangle over here. I think this is okay. Now double click here and let's change the color to 31C8D. Click OK. Add an empty layer. Select your rectangle again. Click and hold and drag to draw another horizontal rectangle like this. Over here, you can just click and hold and drag inside to curve the corners, or in your properties panel, you can just change it over here by giving it a value of 50. And if you can't find your properties panel, just go to window and you can find the properties over here. Now let's change the color of the small rectangle over here. So double click and set the color to, let's set the color to something like FE5, so F546 4D. This is okay, and select OK over here. Let's add our pattern. So let me search for the pattern. I'll press Ctrl C to copy, go back to my main worksheet, press Ctrl Shift V to paste in place. Press Ctrl T and then resize your pattern. But then the pattern should be beneath these two horizontal rectangles over here. So click and hold and drag it down. Let's change its opacity to 0.3. So let's go with 0.3. Let's add our model as well. So hit the model, press Ctrl C to copy, then let's go back to our main worksheet, press Ctrl V to paste. Let's resize our model as well. So press Ctrl T and then you can resize your model. Hold Shift and let's drag it to the left side. So I think this is okay for me. What I'll do is I would like to fade this part of the model. So I'll add a layer mask, then select my gradient tool, but then make sure over here it's starting from black and ending with white. If yours isn't that way, just click here, then open the basics group and select this, the foreground color, the foreground to background. Just select this. Now I'll hold shift, left click and hold and drag to the left side, fade this part of the model. And then after fading it, you could see that the pattern is showing within our model, and I don't like it that way. So I'll select the patterns layer, add layer mask, select my brush tool, make sure the foreground color over here is black, then let's clean this side just a little bit. I think this is okay for me. What I'll do is let's select all these layers over here, press Ctrl G to group them, and let's name them background. So I'll be going with BG, that's background. Let's go back to our reference poster. Over you can see that we've drawn our two rectangles, we've imported our pattern, and then we've also imported our model. Now the next thing is to add the text over here. Let's go back to our main worksheet. I have the text in a Word document. I'll go back there and just copy the first one, which is social media marketing. Select the type tool, click here and paste. But then I want the marketing to be beneath the social media, so I'll click this side, press backspace to clear the space over here, and then hit the enter key to push the word marketing down. Let's change the font style for this particular social media marketing text. I'll click here, that's my character panel, and to locate the character panel, just go to window and then character. Now click and let's change the font style to Riona Sans. So let's go to Riona Sans. So I'll be going with this Riona Sans, the bold version of it. Then I'll change the font size to 36, and let's try and reduce the space between the marketing and then the social media. So I'll set this to, I think 30 will be okay. Yeah, 30 is okay. And then let's enlarge our text to close this gap. I'll press Ctrl T and then I'll drag this side to enlarge it. Something like this is okay. Now we are done adding the social media marketing text. Let's change the color. So to change the color, on the same character panel, I'll click here. You see that the fitting color. I'll click here, and with the help of my eyedropper, once the color picker panel comes up, the eyedropper will be active. So just select this side to pick the purple or the violet color from the rectangle shape over here. Now select this, select OK, and then we've been able to change the color of the social media marketing text. Now let's copy the other text. So I'll select everything, press Ctrl C to copy, come back to Photoshop, select my type tool, I'll left click and hold and drag, draw something like this, and then release. So once you release, press Ctrl C to press Ctrl V to paste it. And then we could see that the text is too big, but don't worry, we'll be fixing it later. I'll click here, then let's first change the color of this text. We'll be changing it to black. So with my color picker active, I'll just pick a black color from here. Now we've been able to set these text, we'll be able to set the color of this text to black. Let's change the, let's resize it. So I'll be going with something like 13. Then let's change the font style to Montserrat. So Montserrat, let's go with Montserrat regular. You can see that there are big spaces in between each sentence. So let's try and then reduce those spaces in between these spaces. So I'll try and then reduce the spaces. I think, let me see. Yeah, this is okay, but then let me push the social media marketing text layer up. Let's try and then resize it. I'll be pushing it up. I'll be pushing it up a little bit. So with the help of my top arrow key, I'll be pushing it up like that. Let's try and then do it well. So you see that there are different points over there. So let's try and then set the points accordingly. So the next one starts from effective, and this starts from engage. With this plus sign showing over here means there are other text beneath there. So just drag down like this. Select your social media marketing text, push it up a bit, select the bottom text, and then let's push that one to up like this. So let's push it to the right side because we'll be adding some bullets over here. I think this is okay. Let me try and then enlarge the text just a little bit. So for me, this is okay. And then it seems this rectangle is too big for us. So I'll open my background layer, select this rectangle, press Ctrl T, and then resize it once again. Let me resize the longer one to the purple one to as well. This is okay. I'll push this rectangle down. Yeah, now we have a lot of space over here. I'll select these texts, then drag them down something like this. Select the social media marketing text, and then with the help of my down arrow key, I can move them. I can move it down too as well. Now that we've added the social media marketing text and then our points over here, let's add something like a bullet. So we'll be adding bullets to our points, and to add the bullets, select the rectangle layer or the rectangle tool. Select the rectangle tool over here, hold down your shift key, left click and hold and drag to draw a rectangle. Let's change the color of this rectangle to this color over here. So I'll just double click over here, and with the help of my eyedropper tool, I'll click this side to pick the color for me. Now press Ctrl J to duplicate it, drag it to the next point, press Ctrl J again, drag it to the next point again. So let's do that for all the main points over here. So now we've been able to add our bullet points over here. So what we will do is select these layers, press Ctrl G to group them, and then rename them to bullets. Wow, bullets. And then hit the enter key. Select these two layers, press Ctrl G to group them, and let's name them points. Okay, let's name them points. And let's push this text up just a little bit. This is okay. Now let's add our logo to our social media poster. And I have the logo over here. So I'll press Ctrl C to copy, go back to my main worksheet, press Ctrl V to paste. Let me push the logo, the first layer. Press Ctrl T and let's resize the logo. I think this is okay. Now I'll place my logo over here, and then the color of the logo is a bit different, so I'll try and make the logo the same color as the social media marketing text. What I'll do is I'll make sure my logo layer is selected, and then I'll go to effects, color overlay, click here, and then with the help of the eyedropper to select this purple color over here and just click on OK and OK. So now we've been able to change the color of our logo to this purple color. Let's go back to our reference flyer over here. Now we've been able to add the logo, then our text over here. The next thing is to add these contact details on the flyer. Let's go back to our main poster, and then let's add those details. But before we do that, select the logo layer, press Ctrl G to group it, and then name it logo. So you will know that this is where our logo is. This is where the logo layer is. Okay. Let's select this. Let's write it under the bullet points layers. So this is the bullet points layer. So I'll select the background layer so that whenever I write something, it will be on top of the background layer over here. So what I'll do is I'll select my type tool and then click here, and I'll add the text over here as well. So what I'll do is I'll be adding the contact details down here. So click here and then type contact, and then colon, hit the enter key to go down, and then you can add your contacts. So I'll be going with these default numbers over here. Once I'm done, right, the text have been written into our background group, but then I don't want it that way. I'll just left click and go and drag it up over here. I can close my background group, and then I don't want this font, this kind of font over here, so I'll open my character panel, and then I'll change the font style to Montserrat. I'll change it to Montserrat regular, and then I'll copy this top one, that's the contact itself, and then change it to Montserrat bold. Montserrat bold to be okay, and I'll reduce the font size. Let's set this side to auto, and then push it down, press Ctrl T, resize it like this, and change the color to white. And then the space between the numbers over here and then the contact is too big for me, so I'll try and then reduce this space, and I'll increase the spaces in between the numbers. So I'll just highlight only the text, and I'll set this to, I think 10 will be okay for us. Then I'll click here. Now we've been able to add the contacts. The next thing to add will be the social media, the social media handles. This is okay. So to add the social media handles, I have social media icons over here. Now the link to download these icons will be in the description below. So I'll select, let's use just Instagram, and then Facebook. So I'll be going with Instagram and Facebook. So I'll convert these two icons to I'll convert them to, how do you call it, smart object, and then I'll press Ctrl C to copy, go back to my main social media poster worksheet, and then press Ctrl V to paste. Now let's align these two icons and then place them there. So to align them, to make sure that the two layers are selected, then with the help of this you can align them. So select the align horizontal centers and then align vertical centers over here. Now drag these two social media icons down, press Ctrl T and resize them, something like this. I think this is okay. Then I'll select the Facebook icon and then drag it to the right side, just like this. Let's resize it again. This is okay. Then I'll push it to the left side. This is okay for me. I'll group them and name them icons. Select the type tool once again. Click here and let's add their social media handles. So add your social media handles. Press Ctrl T and then let's resize the social media handle text. Okay, this is okay, but then let me try and reduce it just a little bit. Then push it to the right. I think a bit okay. So this is okay for me. And then let's change the color of the icons over here. So I'll select the icons group, go to effect, color overlay. I'll be giving it the same color as the purple color over here, but since we've already done that for the logo, the color is over here as well. So I'll just click on OK to apply it. I think this is okay. So what I'll do is I will copy this to the icons group and then the social media text. Press Ctrl G to group it and then name them SM. That's for social media, and this will be for contacts. So I'll push the social media group to the contacts over here. Select these two layers, press Ctrl G again, and then name them contacts. So that will be the contact details. But then we would like to center these two texts over here. So whilst they are in one group, we'll select the group, press Ctrl A for selection so that there is some selection around our worksheet, and then with the help of this align horizontal centers, we can center our these two things in the middle. Once we are okay with this, just press Ctrl D to deselect. Press Ctrl D to deselect, and then the next thing to do is to add our website. So let's try and then add our website. So to add the website, select your type tool over here, and then let me enlarge this side and push it down. Select the type tool, click here and then type www.websitename.com. I'm using this, but then you have to add, in case you have a website for yourself or for the client that you are working for, you have to input the actual website name over here. I'm using just the www.website name. So with this website, and you have to change it to the actual website name. Let me reduce the size just a little bit. I think this is okay for me. Let me change it to 13. So I'll set it to 13. Then I'll increase the spaces in between each letters. So to do that, I'll come here, the VA, and then I'll try, and then let's give it let's change it to 500, and let's see. Yeah, I think this is okay. So I would like to place this website to in the middle of our worksheet. So I press Ctrl A for selection. Then with the help of the align horizontal centers, I can align this text to the center of my worksheet. Now let me push it down a little. Nice. So now we have, let me go back to our reference. Let me go back to our reference poster. Now we've added everything. The only thing left is the, how do you call it, the social media, the 3D social media icon. So let's try and then add those ones too as well. So come back to my worksheet. To add the 3D social media logos, I have those files over here. So I'll open their group, and then I'll select the one that I want. So I'll be going with TikTok, the TikTok one. Let me open it. So I'll be going with the TikTok one, but then I'm coming. Let me go back to the reference poster. Okay, so I think I'll be going with the TikTok one. So I'll open the group and select the TikTok logo, but then let me first convert it to SmartTop so that I don't lose its quality whenever I enlarge it or I reduce the size of it. Okay, let me start with the Instagram one first. I'll select the Instagram 3D logo, right click on it and convert to smart object. Press Ctrl C, go back to the main worksheet, press Ctrl V to paste. And then let's place this in the background group. So I'll make sure that this Instagram 3D logo is beneath the models layer. Something like this is okay for me. I'll press Ctrl T, and then I'll change the direction of the Instagram 3D logo like this. So I think this will be okay. Let's reduce it just a little bit. Now let's add a motion blur to it. So to add a motion blur, go to filter and blur, and then select motion blur. Over here, set the angle to 54, and the distance should be 29. Select OK. Now we've added our 3D Instagram logo. Let's add the Facebook one too as well. So I'll go back to my 3D logo files, then search for Facebook. Here's the 3D Facebook logo. I'll right click on it and convert to smart object so that whenever I reduce it or enlarge the size, I wouldn't lose its quality. Press Ctrl C to copy. Go back to your main worksheet, press Ctrl V to paste. Now with the Facebook 3D logo, I don't want it to be beneath the how do you call it, the models layer. So but then I want it to be on top of the models layer. So what I'll do is I'll click and hold and drag it just on top of the models layer over here. Press Ctrl T, and then let's resize the logo. I think something like this will be okay. Now let me go ahead again and then reduce the size. So this is okay. And with this one too, let's add a motion blur to it. So to add the motion blur, once again, go to filter, blur, and then select motion blur over here. And with the Facebook one, we will still set the angle to 54, but then we will change the value of the distance. So let's give it a distance of 18. I think this is okay. And then select the okay over here. Now we've added the 3D Facebook logo to as well. The only thing left now will be the, how do you call it, the TikTok logo. You see that the modules layer is, it's showing, it's not a full image, so this part is showing as white. We can increase the size of it so that it will go inside the purple rectangle over here, but then that wouldn't be a problem because we will be adding the TikTok logo over here, so it will cover everything up for us. Let's go back to our 3D Photoshop file, and then locate our TikTok logo. Press Ctrl C to copy. Go back to the main worksheet. Press Ctrl V to paste. And now let's resize it. I think this is okay. Now let's change the direction. So bring your mouse to the tip of this point. You see that the icon changes whenever the logos whenever the cursor is over here. Now click and hold, and then let's change the direction. So something like this is okay. And I'll go ahead and increase the size of it and select it. Now with this one, to be adding the motion blur once again. So go to filter, then blur and motion blur. Over here, set the angle to 54, and then the distance should be 29. Click on OK. I think let's close our group. Select these layers, press Ctrl G to group them and name them as info. So we know that this site contains all the text info on our worksheet over here, and then this side contains the logo, and this side contains the background. So I think we are done. Yeah. Okay, so guys, so this is how to design this social media poster in Adobe Photoshop.